Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Live with Virginia NORML. I'm J.M. Padini, the Development Director for the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws and the Executive Director of your state chapter, Virginia NORML. It's Friday, August 26, 2022. So that means it's time for us to talk all things cannabis in the Commonwealth. And of course, we're going to answer your burning questions live. I know you have them, friends. Go ahead and drop those questions in the chat wherever you're watching, and we'll get down to answering them. So kind of a sleepy summer week for cannabis here in Virginia, which is good for those of us who like a break every now and then. Hey, Daniel, good to see you. But that doesn't mean there weren't news articles worth reading. So let's talk about these news articles and what's coming up next week. So there were two stories that came out this week that are really about Virginia's adult use retail market and the extraordinary lack of progress made in 2022 because of our divided government, meaning the Senate is controlled by Democrats and the House is controlled by Republicans. Oh, hey, Ronson. All kinds of plants were seized in Southwest Virginia. Huh. You'll have to tell us more about that, Ronson. Hey, Jacqueline. Happy Friday. Hello, Sherry. Wait, how do I point behind me? There we go. Hi, Sherry. Happy Friday to you, too. So first, let's talk about the article that MJ Biz Daily put out earlier this week. They had reached out to us and asked our thoughts on why we are where we are in Virginia, and is there a path forward? What can we expect? I gave my super direct and honest thoughts on that, and then one of them, very close colleague, but two colleagues offered their opinions as operators in the state, and they were, one was far more forward thinking, and one was essentially more polite than I was. Shocking, I know, but what you all already know, because you're here every week, is that the fact of the matter is that in order for adult use retail to begin, a bill has to succeed. And right now, there is not one single committee chair in the Virginia House of Delegates that would send an adult use retail sales bill through their committee to the floor. It's that simple. It's not how many votes are there or how many votes are there on that committee or subcommittee even. It's about the committee chairs. And they're just not ready to put those bills forward, largely for personal reasons. I saw some comments on our Facebook about how it's money, it's money, it's money. I wish it were that simple, but it's not. It's not about who gets to make money first or next in the conversation about why bills aren't moving forward. It's the chairs in the House that won't put it forward. It's that simple. Elections have consequences, and you might not have voted for these folks, but someone did, and that's who controls the House of Delegates. And so we just have this brick wall that we cannot get through at this point. So unless and until House leadership steps in and says, whoa, we need to do something, there just isn't a way to get through these committees. So MJ Biz Daily asked if we thought that sales would begin on January 1, 2024. And again, I think that the answer is no. For new licensees, the answer is no. Now, could we do something in the 2023 session that puts the pedal to the metal? Sure. Is that likely? No. No, it's not likely. Even if we did pass some bill in 2023, it wouldn't take effect until July 1 of 2023 because that bill would not have enough votes for an emergency enactment. And so think of a bill taking effect on July 1, what the hell year is it? 2023. That's only 6 months to get to sale. Man, I just don't I don't see the path forward for January 1 start date for new licensees, possibly for existing licensees. That's possible. You know, and what's different here as opposed to other places that are having this conversation, conversations here at NORML are not about who gets to make a buck first or next off the backs of consumers. It's about, can consumers have access? So check out that story on MJ Biz Daily and let us know what you think. It's really, I don't think we put this on our Facebook because it's a really industry heavy content and, you know, it's not really the focus of our work here at NORML. Now, speaking of MJ Biz though, MJ Biz has been very generous to invite NORML back out for Associations Day. So we will be headed out to MJ BizCon in Las Vegas in November. And yours truly will also be speaking on a panel at the end of the week on market expansion in the Mid-Atlantic. So if you would like to go to MJ BizCon, we have a discount code for you. Yeah, it's somewhere on there, and go find it, Banner Cassidy. Share that with our friends. Nick, see you out there, buddy. Ronson, I want to hear more about this seizure of plants, not of persons, that happened. People with more than 4 people with them in plain sights. Oh, huh. All right. Yeah. Nick, I will see you out there at MJ BizCon. I hope that you'll come see us at Associations Day. And I hope that you'll come to the panel discussion as well. Hey, James, I like your question. James says, what about getting Medicare and Medicaid to pick up some of the cost for medical cannabis? That would be neat. There have been conversations about at the state level, possibly allocating some funds for those types of patients. I don't think there's any real likelihood in that happening under the current administration in Virginia. And then on a federal level, of course, you know that there are some hoops we have to jump through there, you know, like ending federal prohibition. But James, there are a number of ways that patients in Virginia can save money. We have a whole breakdown of that on the Virginia NORML website, so check that out. And if you or someone you know is having difficulty getting the written certification or affording the written certification, you can send us an email and we can help point those folks in the right direction. Hello, Humble. Happy Friday to you as well. All right, let me scroll back up here and talk about some stuff. Okay, so we talked about the piece that ran at MJ Biz Daily, and then today a story hit Washington Post, and I spoke with the reporter about this story, I think for about an hour almost, and the original angle for the story was going to be about the continued disparate enforcement of marijuana laws in Virginia. That's not what got published. It's much different. And in fact, it's titled Inside the Wild, Wild West of Virginia's Marijuana Market. So this is a whole article about illicit market in Virginia. And Senator Eben, his remarks were included in this piece. So take a read, friends. I did think it was interesting to to see the one bit in there where I believe it was law enforcement who was saying, I'm going to scroll through it right now. It's just, whew, this is something. Oh yes, it's Virginia Beach. Virginia Beach Special Investigations Bureau made a comment and indicated that they felt it was difficult to prosecute because of this. If it's this, that they say it is definitely difficult because it's if this, then that, if this, then that. It's not just this is blanket illegal. I mean, it's pretty blanket illegal in the Code of Virginia, but whatever. So yeah, that's a really wild article. Check that out. Thanks for covering it, Karina. And some good news for those of you in Northern Virginia. Beyond Hello is finally going to open its Fairfax location. They're going to open on Wednesday of next week. That's Wednesday, August 31st. They open at 10 a.m. And all the info for this is on the Virginia NORML website, vanorml.org/dispensaries. But this one, just in case you're curious and you're in that area, it's 10521 Fairfax Boulevard, of course, in Fairfax, near the corner of Lee Highway and Route 123. So that opens next week. Good news for Fairfax. Humble. Oh, Humble. They are making it gray. Excellent. All right, friends. Now, not only is Beyond Hello opening their next door next week, but the Cannabis Oversight Commission is meeting next week. Who wants to come? Who wants to come to that meeting with me? You can. We'll be there. Of course, this is Thursday, September 1st. It is in the Pocahontas building at 11 a.m. in Senate Room A. So yep, there's no agenda posted yet, but that's what's happening. There's a link to it that will be posted soon in the comments. So right, yep, there you go, Cassidy. And they'll probably update it next week with an agenda, but you're off. You can this will also be live streamed, so you can come to the Capitol and watch it in person. You can watch it online. You can submit written comment as well if you like. That email address for submitting written comment is in the link that Cassidy just posted. So there we go. Hey, Christy. Christy, as soon as I saw you post, I was like, oh, is this going to be the residency comment? And yes, that did in fact happen this week, Christy. A federal court struck down the residency requirement for those seeking state marijuana licensure. Cassidy, I'm going to drop that here at the top for you if you want to reply to Christy's comment. Thank you so much. So yeah, Christy, and we covered this on the NORML website. It went out in yesterday's newsletter. You can get that by heading to norml.org/subscribe. It also was going out in tomorrow. I had to think about what the day was, in tomorrow's weekend weed read. So when you head to norml.org/subscribe, make sure you check the weekend weed read box so you never miss an edition of that, because I like sending it. Hey, Rick. Rick says, oh, okay, Rick. Rick's asking, is this the board to which the former Chesterfield police chief is now appointed? No. So there is the Cannabis Control Authority. That's a state agency. The board of directors for the CCA is to which the former Chesterfield police chief was appointed. I can't wait to hear his thoughts as well. And what I'm talking about is the Cannabis Oversight Commission, which is a legislative body. It's made up of House and Senate members, and it was formed as a result of a legislative directive calling for it's on the studies page. It's not really a study, but what they do is they meet and they hear legislative proposals in theory. It was great when we didn't have a divided government. Now it's a little like everything else, it's a little less toothy, but nonetheless, the commission will be meeting, and there are new members. There are new members appointed to the commission itself because the House majority changed. So now this will be the first meeting of the Oversight Commission with a lot of these new members. So the House members still include Delegate Herring and Delegate Don Adams. But now it also includes Delegate Jeff Campbell, Delegate Nick Freitas, Delegate Margaret Ransone, and Delegate Jay Leftwich. So that'll be fun. Of course, the Senate members, the chair is Senator Adam Ebbin. The other Senate members are Senator Ryan McDougall, Senator Jeremy McPike, and Senator Jen McClellan. So a lot of differing opinions on that commission now. John has a question that that got popped in here at 4:20. No. Well, yes, but also no. So in the House, yes, but in the Senate, no. So federal prohibition is still in full effect in the United States. Good job, America. You're doing it. But John, you should still head to the NORML Action Center, norml.org/act. And in just a few clicks and like about 15 seconds, you can send emails directly from yourself to your representatives on Capitol Hill in DC in support of the end of federal prohibition. Drat indeed, John. Drat indeed. All right, friends. Oh, I see Alexa lighting up. That means she's going to start trying to talk to us. I wonder if, thank you for sending those. Oh, hi, B. B has a question. Let's take a peek at your question. B. B says, do you know if hemp plants counted same as cannabis in Virginia? They do not. I have my maximum allowed cannabis plants. Great, that's 4 per household. But trying to grow some more under the 0.3% distinct, okay, legal definition. So if you want to cultivate hemp in Virginia, that is licensed by VDAX. So head to the VDAX website for all the information.
Here's what I found.
Damn it, it was Siri this time instead of Alexa. Don't you start. Head to the VDAX website for all the information you need to know about legally cultivating hemp in Virginia. I mean, if you mixed it in, and it could very well be misconstrued as having more than 4 plants. But there is an arbitrary legal definition that differentiates these two otherwise identical plants. So make sure you're following whatever the rules are in place under VDEX. Charlie, both your senator and your delegate. Oh. Hi, James. You're welcome. Yeah, B, just make sure that you're following whatever VDEX requirements are. Your 4 cannabis plants, or Virginia, it's marijuana. Your 4 marijuana plants are your 4 marijuana plants, and tag them and do all the things you're supposed to do with those appropriately. And then for VDEX, I believe you're just going to get your hemp license, which is like $25 or something. Keep them separate. Listen, we are running headfirst into another election season. It's always election season in Virginia. Every year is an election year in Virginia. That means, of course, here at NORML, it's time to smoke the vote. We make this super easy for you at NORML to get registered to vote, to update your voter registration, to see what's on your ballot in whatever state you're in, and find out where the candidates stand on marijuana policy before you head to the voting booth to cast your ballot on election day this year. So as we prepare for the midterm 2022 midterm elections, be sure you visit NORML's Smoke the Vote voter guide. Make sure you visit our Election Central so you can stay up to date on the many ballot initiatives and voter referenda related to cannabis policy that are happening around the country at the state and local levels. Oh, Rick. Yep. So, Rick, we will continue. We are in the process right now of updating the state candidates in Virginia. Now, these don't really come into play. Just try not to laugh too much. Right now, we're focused really on the 2022 midterm elections for Congress, but we at the same time are also going through and updating voting records in Virginia for the state electives. And so I can tell you that I did Senate Dems last week, and our intern Nathan is getting to work on finishing the Senate Rs, and then we'll move in to do the House. And so it's a lot of minutia that we have to go through. But I know Marie. So Marie's really interesting. Fun fact. There's a bug in here. Again, fun fact. Marie represents an area like out in Southwest, like Christiansburg area. And her family has a barbecue restaurant called Due South. And we used to have a Christiansburg chapter, New River Valley, that's what it was called, New River Valley chapter of Virginia NORML. And Due South used to donate space and food to us every month for our meetings at their restaurant. This is wild. Then also, I believe her husband is a healthcare provider, and they owned a CBD store. I don't know that they still have it. This is just really, really interesting. So Marie, in general, Delegate March, had been generally supportive of efforts to legalize cannabis and to move forward with regulatory measures. However, then she got elected and realized that, or experienced, I shouldn't say realized, experienced what it's like to follow the caucus direction. And sometimes your personal opinion just doesn't matter. Now, yeah, it's really, I'm reading the last sentence of your thought there, Rick, and I get to experience that firsthand. She's always been pretty normal to me though. But anyhow, yeah, we'll update that. And while we certainly will include any statements that candidates will have made, we're also going to include their votes. So it's not enough, particularly in Virginia, it's not enough for them to just say something. They have to prove it with their votes. And so if you're, let's say, Delegate Freitas, and you're like, yes, I support legalization, but I just didn't like this flavor of it, then you don't get the grade. Right? If you vote against it because your excuse is, well, I just didn't like that version of it. No, we're not buying that. So people are graded accordingly. Show your work, kids. Doug, I like your question about what, excuse me, what does it mean for other states now that that federal court ruling happened in relation to the Maine licensing for medical cannabis. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it certainly could have national implications for sure. You should read the article that we wrote about it. So the judges opined that Congress's enactment of the Rohrabacher-Farr Amendment in the wake of the Controlled Substances Act passage undermines the notion that no such interstate market exists. Further, the prohibition that Maine's Medical Marijuana Act seeks to impose on out-of-state actors entering the very market reflects that the reality that the market continues to operate, that prohibition even indicates that the market is so robust that absent the Medical Marijuana Act's residency requirement, it would be likely to attract entrants far and wide. So the majority concluded, then why then would it be improper for us to apply the dormant commerce clause here? There's an interstate market, and a state is trying to protect its advantageous position with respect to it. So Maine regulators had already dropped a similar residency requirement for those seeking licensure to participate in the adult use market. So I think you'll see more and more states be smart about this rather than wade through lawsuits. And this is a conversation that I had with Speaker Gilbert at the beginning of the 2022 General Assembly. And, we hear a lot about people wanting to enter Virginia's market and demanding that Virginians get their, dibs on it and their fair share, and that it, should be for Virginians only and Virginians first and all. Right? What we're not going to do in Virginia is write a law that gets us saddled in lawsuits when it clearly is in conflict with federal law, aside from the Controlled Substances Act. Just ignore that. But yeah, so, we've got to get a bill through, but we're definitely not going to write a bill that does what this one did. Because look what just happened, kids. Why is it against the law, Brad? Well, that's a lot to unpack, but like the internet's there for you on that. But really, it's incumbent upon Congress to take action to end federal prohibition. And while the U.S. House has in fact approved legislation to do that, the U.S. Senate has not. And it's a lot harder to pass such legislation through the Senate. Oh, thank you for blocking that, Kook. Yeah, it's also not it's not what sends people to the ballot box. So, oh, good, another one. Oh, thanks for blocking that one too. Wow, we're attracting the weirdos early. Did we do it all? Did we do it all? Yeah, I think we did it all. Listen, I want you to know that we added a ton a literal ton of new things to our Facebook shop this week. So of course, we still have all your favorites. We have all of our books, the socks that everyone loves, and our some of our newest offerings, the safe storage products, to make sure that you are keeping cannabis away from those who shouldn't have access, and that if you do have to travel, you're making the best possible choice by keeping it locked up if you're going to have cannabis in your vehicle for some reason. So, but, yeah, you can put that in there. Safe storage is fun. But also, I hope this link works. We did make a little section for it in the Facebook shop, but Facebook hasn't approved the section yet for some reason. But listen, Cassidy keeps us young here at NORML, and we decided that we needed to have gibbets, charms for your Crocs. I'm never going to wear Crocs, but some of you do and will, and you probably want charms for them. You can get them from us, and where are they? They're all themed accordingly. So, no, those are pins. Those are pins too. I didn't plan for this. Listen, we have a ton of Croc charms, so you should go to our Facebook shop and find them. So many. Here's just one, because that's the closest one I could find. There's, I think, 15 different ones in our store right now. So check all those out. Let us know what you think. Wait, I'm sorry that the safe storage link doesn't appear correctly, but just go to Virginia NORML on Facebook. That's going to be facebook.com/VANormal/shop. And you can see everything in our shop right there. We will also have all of these fun things with us at Virginia Pride Fest, which is happening later in September, months after Pride Month, because that's how we do it in Virginia. And we'll also have these things with us at the Scott's Edition Pumpkin Festival in October. So we look forward to seeing you out in the wild, in public, for those fun events coming up. Oh, look, you could probably put the charms on your crops if you wanted. Just put them right on there. I did say Crocs. Hey, Brian. Brian wants to know if there's going to be any legislation on allowing CDL holders to be able to use cannabis without losing their CDL. So, Brian, two questions. At the federal level, doubt it. Come on, Pete, work with us. At the state level, also not likely, because elections have consequences. So we could have done this, but now we cannot until there is a different makeup of the legislature in Virginia. So no, not really. I feel like this gnat or whatever it is has been here since last week and only comes out while I do this show. Happy Friday, Ryan. Rick. I don't like Crocs either, but the charms are pretty fun. Oh. Fonz, first I have to tell you, I have no idea what the cannabis festival is in October. Can you elaborate on that? Bronson, that is a major Grown or foul on that pun. Fonz, I don't know what the cannabis festival is. I know that CannaCon is coming back to Virginia, and it's wisely coming to Richmond this time instead of Virginia Beach like last time. Let me see if is that the one? Oh, that is in October. October 14th and 15th. CannaCon is here in Richmond. Is that the one that you're talking about, Fonz? Because in that case, I suspect the answer is yes. The folks at CannaCon are very nice. Oh no, not that one. I don't know anything about that or even where that is. What's more likely is that we'll be at CannaCon here in Richmond in October. Because those people are nice to us. James, I'm trying to follow along. I see everyone's comments out of order. So National Cannabis Festival, yes, we do go to NCF. I have been on the advocacy committee for NCF since its inception, and we're there every year. Yes, Rick, you should absolutely wear your Crocs with your cargo shorts. Oh my goodness. All right, friends, this has been delightful as always. Hey, if you're watching afterward, you can just drop your questions in the comment, or you can message them to us wherever you're watching. And also wherever you're watching, please be sure to hit that like, follow, or subscribe button so you never miss when NORML goes live on Facebook, on Twitter, or on LinkedIn. All right, friends, I hope that each and every one of you has a wonderful weekend. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you back here next week.